In this video, lecture number 2 of alternating current, we will learn the following terms: AC circuit with inductor, AC circuit with capacitor, AC circuit with series LCR, resonance, graphical relations between frequency versus XL and XC. So student, make sure you have watched the first video of alternating current before moving ahead with this video. So let's start. AC circuit with inductor. AC circuit with inductor. Okay, so let an alternating EMF is given by E equal to E naught sine omega t be applied across a pure coil of inductance L as shown in this figure. Okay, as the current I in the coil varies continuously, an opposing EMF is induced in the coil, so whose magnitude is given by induced EMF in the inductor is minus L di over dt, where di over dt is the rate of change of the current. Okay, so in order to maintain the flow of the current, the applied EMF must be equal and opposite to the induced EMF, right? So we can write E equal to L di over dt and E equal to E naught sine omega t. So we can write this equation E equal to E naught sine omega t equal to L di over dt. And now from this equation di over dt equal to E naught over L sine omega t. I hope this point is clear to you. Now from this equation find value of I. So I is given by I equal to integration E naught upon L sine omega t. And on integrating this, we know that integration of sine omega t is, we have integration of sine omega t equal to minus cos omega t upon omega. So here we can write I equal to E naught upon omega L into minus cos omega t. Okay, and we know that cos omega t equal to, and we can write cos omega t equal to sine pi by 2 minus omega t. Okay, and here we have minus cos omega t. Okay, so we can write this equation minus sine omega t minus pi by 2 equal to sine pi by 2. This is equal to sine pi by 2 minus omega t minus sine pi by 2 minus omega t equal to sine omega t minus pi by 2, right? From this equation we can write I equal to I naught sine omega t minus pi by 2. Okay, since we have sine minus theta equal to minus sine theta. Okay, now from this equation we have where I naught equal to E naught upon omega L. Okay, I naught equal to E naught upon omega L and XL equal to omega L. Okay, XL equal to omega L and omega it is equal to E naught over I naught, right? E naught upon I naught. XL is inductive reactance and its SI unit is ohm. Okay, here XL is inductive reactance and its SI unit is ohm. The inductive reactance limits the current in a purely inductive circuit in the same way as the resistance limits the current in a purely resistive circuit. Okay, so clearly the inductive reactance is directly proportional to inductance L and to the frequency of the current, omega into L, where omega is 2 pi f, right? And in DC circuit we have frequency Vf equal to 0, so XL equal to 0. That is, pure inductance offers zero resistance to DC. It means a pure resistance cannot reduce DC. Okay? Now comparing these two equations, first equation E equal to E naught sin omega t, and the second equation equal to second equation is I naught sin omega t minus pi by 2. When we compare these two equations, we see that in a pure inductor, the current lags behind the EMF by a phase angle of pi by 2, okay, or 90 degree. Or we can say the EMF leads the current by a phase angle of pi by 2 or 90 degree. This means that when the EMF is maximum, the current is 0. Okay. Now the figure shows phase relationship graphically. This is a phase relationship of I and E graphically. Okay. So in this we see that T by 2, T by 4 up to 2T, and at y-axis E and I. In this figure we see that E and I both are same phase. That means phase angle between E and I is 0 degree. Okay. Sorry, phase angle between E and I is pi by 2. When both are changing, when I is at maximum value, E is at maximum value, the current I is 0. Okay. In this graph we see that at this point we see that E equal to 0 while I is maximum, and at this point E is maximum and I is 0. It means the current lags behind the EMF by a phase angle of pi by 2. Right? E naught and E equal to E naught sin omega t, and I equal to I naught sin omega t minus pi by 2. Okay. Now this figure is the phasor diagram of AC circuit containing inductance only. The phasor representing peak EMF E naught makes angle omega t, okay, in anti-clockwise direction with respect to a horizontal reference axis, as current lags behind the EMF by 90 degree. Okay, the phasor representing I naught is the turned 90 degree clockwise with the phasor representing E naught. Okay, and projection on Y gives the instantaneous value of E and I. The projection of these phasors on the vertical axis give instantaneous values of E and I of EMF and current respectively as shown. Okay. Now AC circuit with a capacitor. Okay. circuit containing capacitance only. So let alternating EMF E equal to E naught sine omega t be applied across the plate of a perfect capacitor of a capacitance C as shown in this figure. Okay. As the EMF is alternating, the charge on the capacitor plates varies continuously and correspondingly current flows in the connecting leads. Okay, so let Q be the charge on the capacitor plates and I be the current in this circuit at any instant. Since there is no resistance in the circuit, so the instantaneous potential difference is given by Q upon C. So from this, Q equal to CE, and we can write Q equal to C E naught sine omega t. Okay, the instantaneous current I in the circuit is I equal to dQ over dt. And we can write this here Q equal to C E naught sine omega t. So from this, put the value of Q in this equation. So it will be d over dt in bracket C E naught sine omega t. Right? And on solving this equation, we know that differentiation of sine omega t d over dt sine omega t equal to omega cos omega t. So on solving this equation we have C omega C E naught cos omega t, right? And we can write this equation E naught upon 1 upon omega C into cos omega t, right? And we know that cos omega t equal to sine omega t plus pi by 2. It will be equal to sine omega t plus pi by 2. Okay. So we can write this equation E naught upon 1 upon omega c cos omega t. Okay. And I equal to I naught sine omega t plus pi by 2. Where I naught equal to E naught upon 1 upon omega c. Okay. And X equal to 1 upon omega c equal to E naught over I naught, where Xc is capacitive reactance. Okay. So the capacitive reactance limits the amplitude of current in a purely capacitive circuit in the same way as the resistance limits the current in purely resistive circuit. Okay, so clearly capacitive reactance varies inversely as the frequency of AC and also inversely as the capacitance of the condenser, right? So in DC we know that F is 0. So from this equation, Xc is 1 upon 2 pi Fc. F is 0. So X is infinity, right? That means condenser will block DC. Okay, and SI unit of capacitive reactance is ohm. Okay. Now compare these two equations. Equation first equal to equation is E naught equal to E naught sine omega t and I equal to I naught sine omega t plus pi by 2. On comparing these two equations, we see that in a perfect capacitor, the current leads the EMF by a phase angle of pi by 2 or 90 degree. Or we can say the EMF lags behind the current by a phase angle of pi by 2 or 90 degree. This means that when the EMF is 0, okay, when the EMF is 0, the current is maximum, right? And this figure shows the phase relationship graphically, okay. in this figure we see that when the EMF is 0, the current is maximum. Okay, so at this point we see that EMF is 0 and current is maximum, and at this point current is 0, EMF is maximum, right? The phase difference between phase angle between E and I is pi by 2. Okay, I hope this point is clear to you. In a perfect capacitor, the current leads the EMF by a phase angle of pi by 2. It means EMF is 0, current is maximum, and E equal to E naught sin omega t and I equal to I naught sin omega t plus pi by 2, right? And this figure shows a phasor diagram of AC circuit with containing capacitance only. The phasor representing peak EMF E naught makes angle omega t in anti-clockwise direction with respect to horizontal reference axis. Okay, it is in anti-clockwise direction, right? And as a current leads the EMF by 90 degree, the phasor representing I naught is turned 90 degree anti-clockwise with the phasor representing E naught. So the projection of these phasors on the vertical axis gives the instantaneous values of E and I of EMF and the current respectively. Projection at vertical axis gives the instantaneous value of E and E naught and current and voltage. This is the instantaneous value of current. This is instantaneous value of EMF, right? Now variation of XL with frequency. So we know that I naught equal to E naught upon omega L or XL equal to omega L, right? Where XL is inductive reactance and omega is 2 pi L. Okay, and XL equal to 2 pi FL. That is, XL is directly proportional to frequency. Inductive reactance is directly proportional to frequency, which means inductive reactance increases with increasing frequency of the current. So the graph between inductive reactance and frequency, okay, is a straight line. Graph between inductive reactance and frequency is the straight line, since XL is directly proportional to F. On increasing frequency, inductive reactance increases. Okay. Now variation of XC with frequency. In this case, we have E naught equal to I naught equal to E naught upon 1 upon omega C and XC equal to 1 upon omega C. So XC is inductive reactance and omega is 2 pi F. Okay. So XC is 1 upon 2 pi FC. From this equation we have XC is directly proportional to 1 upon F, or we can say XC is inversely proportional to frequency, where X is capacitive reactance, which means when capacitive reactance decrease, frequency increase. Okay. Capacitive reactance decreases with increasing frequency of the current. The graph between XC and F. X is graph between capacitive reactance and frequency is a rectangular hyperbola. Okay, in which capacitive reactance decreases with increasing frequency of the current. Right? Now Inductance cannot decrease direct current, it can only decrease alternating current. And capacitance allows AC to flow through it but blocks DC. Okay. Now we have R can reduce AC as well as DC. Okay. And L cannot reduce DC. It can reduce only AC. Again, C blocks DC but allows AC to pass through. Further, through R, alternating current is in phase with alternating voltage. When the AC circuit containing resistance only, in which phase angle between alternating current and alternating voltage is 0 degree, right? So L, alternating current lags behind the alternating voltage by a phase angle of 90 degree, right? Through C, alternating current leads the alternating voltage by a phase angle of 90 degree. Okay. Now talk about AC circuit with LCR in series combination. Okay. So for this, let a pure resistance R, a pure inductance L, and an ideal capacitor of a capacitance C be connected in series to a source of alternating EMF as shown in this figure. Okay. As R, L and C are in series, therefore current at any instant, so the three elements has the same amplitude and the phase. Okay. So let I equal to E naught sine omega t. The applied EMF appears as voltage drop VR, VL and VC across RL and C respectively. Okay. In R, current and voltage are in same phase. So we can draw current and voltage are in same phase. So in R, maximum voltage is given by V are equal to I naught R, right? V are equal to I naught R. So in this figure, current phasor I naught is represented by this. We can say this is OX. Okay? And in L, current lags behind a voltage by pi by 2. So maximum voltage across L is given by VL. VL equal to I naught XL, right? So as voltage across the inductor leads the current by 90 degree, it is represented by line OB. We can say this line is OB on OY axis along OY, 90 degree ahead of I naught. So it can be represented by this line. This is VL, right? Now in C, in which current leads the voltage by pi by 2. So the maximum voltage across C is given by VC is equal to I naught XC, right? So as the voltage across the capacitor lags behind the alternating current by 90 degree, so it is represented by this line. We can say this line is OY dash. This is VC, right? As the voltage across L and C have a phase difference of 180 degree. Okay. So the net reactive voltage is given by VL minus VC. So this is represented by VC. So in this figure we see that L and C have a phase difference of 180 degree. So the net reactive voltage VL minus VC, assuming that VL is greater than VC. Okay. So it is represented by VL minus VC. This is VL minus VC. Right? VL minus VC. So in this figure, we can say this, we can name this O, B, and this is K, and this is A. Okay. So in this figure, OB represented by VL minus VC. The resultant of OA and OB is OK. OK of the rectangle OAKB. OAKB. Right? So hence the vector sum of VR, VL and VC is phasor E0 represented by OK, making angle phi with the current phasor I0. So OK is given by OA square plus OB square. So from this E equal to given by under root VR square plus VL minus VC square. Right? From this equal to V under root VR square minus VL minus VR square plus VL minus VC whole square. Okay. So I equal to E upon under root R square plus XL minus XC square. Okay. So the total effective resistance of RLC circuit is called impedance of the circuit. Total effective resistance of RLC circuit is called impedance of the circuit, and it is represented by Z. So Z is given by under root R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Okay. So from this Z equal to, we can write Z equal to under root R square plus omega L minus 1 upon omega C square. Okay. And tan phi equal to XL minus XC upon R. Or we can write tan phi equal to omega L minus 1 upon omega C upon R. Tan phi equal to XL minus XC upon R, or tan phi equal to omega L minus 1 upon omega C upon R. So from this we have in a circuit containing resistance, inductance and capacitance, the voltage leads the current by angle of phi. So the alternating EMF in RLC circuit is represented by E equal to E0 sin omega t plus phi. Right? So we have three cases. In this we have three cases. First case is when XL is greater than XC. That is omega L is greater than 1 upon omega C. So tan phi is positive or phi is positive, which means the current lags behind EMF by angle phi, and RLC circuit is inductance dominated circuit. Okay. Inductance dominated circuit. And when XL is less than XC, that is omega L is less than 1 upon omega C, which means tan phi equal to negative or phi is negative. Okay. So the current leads leads the EMF by phase angle phi, and the LCR circuit is capacitance dominated circuit. And when XL is equal to XC, that is omega L equal to 1 upon omega C, so tan phi equal to 0 or phi is 0, which means the current and the EMF are in same phase. Okay, the impedance does not depend on frequency of the applied EMF. LCR circuit behaves like a purely resistive circuit. I hope these points are clear to you. Now resonance in AC circuit with LCR. Resonance in AC circuit with LCR. So first, what is resonance? In general, resonance is a phenomena in which natural frequency of harmonic oscillator matches with frequency of an external periodic force, which in turn increases the amplitude of vibrations. So in the same way, when the frequency of an impressed alternating EMF is matched with the natural frequency of oscillation of an LCR circuit, the power transfer to the circuit becomes maximum. Okay? Or AC oscillation of maximum amplitude are found to exist in the driven system. So this phenomena is known as resonance. Right? So when XL equal to XC, that is omega L equal to 1 upon omega C, or tan phi equal to 0 or phi is 0, and Z is under root R square plus omega L minus 1 upon omega C whole square, becomes Z minimum equal to R. Okay? And I naught maximum equal to E naught upon R. So the impedance offered by the circuit is minimum and the circuit is maximum. This condition is called the resonant condition of LCR circuit, and the frequency is called resonant frequency. At resonant, angular frequency is omega R L equal to 1 upon omega R C. Okay, so omega R equal to 1 upon under root LC, or FR equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. Okay, so this graph is the angular frequency versus current. This is the graph between angular frequency versus current. So in which we see that the variation of current with the changing frequency of applied voltage is shown in this graph. It is clear that for a frequency is greater than or less than omega R, the values of current are less than the maximum value. Okay. Further, at omega equal to omega R, current is maximum. The value of maximum current is inversely proportional to R. For lower R value, I naught is large. Okay. So here R1 is less than, R2 is less than R3. Here R1 is the lower value. So I naught is large. Okay. As series resonance circuit admits maximum current through it is called acceptor circuit. Okay. This is I naught, I maximum, and this is omega R. Omega R is the resonant frequency. So I hope these points are clear to you. It was something about circuit containing capacitance, circuit containing inductance, capacitance, inductor, okay, and resonance. And if you have any queries, just ask me in my comment box. In next video we will discuss about power in AC circuit. Thank you.